It's time now for the breakdown. Our guest tonight, former first-round draft pick, spent a decade in the league. You hear him every day on 104.3 The Fan, Mike Pritchard. Pritch, I'm looking at these numbers. I mean, first downs, net yards, time of possession, they all go the way of the Steelers in a big way, yet the Broncos come away with the most important stat, and that is the final score. This is the second week in a row when you look at the stat sheet, the other team probably should have won the game. So how do the Broncos keep winning these games? 2 in a row now.
Well, I think you got to look at the turnovers. One, the Broncos won the turnover battle. And then you got to look at the opportunities, too. So the Broncos not only winning the turnover battle, they actually capitalized on that with the points on the scoreboard. So that's what you have to do. You have to capitalize situational football. We talk about that all the time. But most importantly, when you win that turnover battle, and you do get those points, you're going to win those games.
You're on the offensive side of the football as a former wide receiver. When your defense makes a turnover, do you almost feel guilt if you go out there and get like a 3 and out?
Yes and yes, yes. You never want to start the game the way the Broncos are starting the game. Yeah. You practice all week. Think about it. You practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you work so hard, and then you come to the game and you go 3 and out. What is that? That's not professional football, right? So you don't want that to happen, and you feel bad. I mean, you feel bad certainly when the defense is fighting and certainly giving you more opportunities to score. So you want to score every time you have the ball, every single time you're on the field. You want to do that, but you know that's not going to happen. But certainly you don't want to squander opportunities. In the Broncos, you're seeing that. You're seeing them make play after play after play, and in important situations too, coming away with points.
Now I know you're a former White Owl, but we got to give the tight end some love. Jeff Heuerman had it with a career day against the Texans. That was when we really started to see the tight ends get involved in this offense. And then today it was Matt Lacoste. Why are we seeing the tight ends get more involved, and how is that helping this team?
Well, one, Case Keenum is so comfortable throwing the football to the tight end. He had Rudolph last year in Minnesota, and Rudolph went back to the Pro Bowl, hadn't missed a Pro Bowl in a number of years. Case Keenum is comfort level, being a shorter quarterback. He really looks to those bigger body players. And let's face it, tight end, that position is a mismatched position on the field. There's not a lot of guys that are that big and can run that fast on the defensive side of the ball. So that's a distinct advantage for an offense. And if you can take advantage of that, if you can find a tight end, a lot of times it's going to be highly successful for an offense.
Let's talk about Phillip Lindsay and Emmanuel Sanders. Obviously, big days on the field. But what I want to talk about is their fire and their passion.
Right.
Because these are fiery, competitive guys, and they're playing with a ton of confidence. And I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, that's been infectious, not only on that offensive side of the football, but around that entire locker room.
The offense has been looking for an alpha ever since Peyton Manning has left. You can say Case Keenum was going to inherit that role, but he's not that alpha guy. He's a substantive guy, and so who's going to be that alpha? Is it going to be Emmanuel? Is it going to be Phillip Lindsay? I call Phillip a phenomenon. He really is. I mean, you think about a guy with 2 chips on his shoulder, I think, having gone undrafted, having not get invited to the combine, and look what he's doing. I mean, the guy could be a Pro Bowl, all pro player this year, who knows, but Pro Bowl certainly. But he's a guy that has energized this offense, has energized this team, and that youthful enthusiasm, I think you're right, it's infectious. But at the same time, it's exactly what the Broncos needed.
I asked him about it after the game. I said, hey, man, I've seen you chipping with some guys. He goes, no, they start chirping at me. I just start chirping back. That's what I do. I love it. I think it's awesome. I think it's fantastic.
You don't think he initiates then, huh?
Well, he said he didn't. I wasn't going to fight him on that.
Okay. I think he might initiate a few of them.
I think he does, too.
Yeah.
We'll let it slide. French, thanks so much for stopping by. Much more